Sitting in my living room just a few days before Christmas, I couldn't help but look over at the tree. I kept walking towards it, picking the presents up, listening to them, feeling them, smelling them, and wondering what exactly it was I had to look forward to. So, like many kids at this time of year, I was very excited. By the time I had gone to bed and returned to the living room the next day, something else had arrived. There was no possibility of missing it. It was huge. It was rectangular in shape with sharp edges. It didn't really smell of anything, and it was way too heavy to be able to pick up. Nervous excitement was flowing through my body, but no matter how much I searched, I just couldn't see a tag. Who was this gift for? So, a few of you here might know that I am the youngest of 6 children. That meant the present could have been for any one of us, or maybe even for someone in the extended family who was attending this year. We often had a lot of people come over at Christmas, huge occasions. Nobody would say, so we had to wait until Christmas Day to find out. Of course, like many of you will have done, I woke up very early, and I also made sure that everybody else in the house was awake too. We had to make sure that this was the longest day of the year, as it was, of course, the best day of the year. It wasn't just about presents. Even as a kid, our parents always emphasized the importance of family, sharing food, it's why I'm fat, conversation, and spending time together. We also had to embrace the original meaning of Christmas. So I'm no longer religious, but we were brought up as strict Catholics. Still, we were allowed to start opening presents. Oh, I was excited. I wanted to see everything, but not just me, everybody in the family, other than the people who bought it, wanted to know who the big present was for. Of course, for some of the younger viewers out there, it definitely came from Santa. And we also wanted to know exactly what it was. Kids, this is for all 6 of you to share. No fighting, or it goes back. Wow. We opened it together, tearing at the paper and getting a glimpse through every new little slit. What was it? Well, it was a box, but inside that box was something truly wonderful. A Yamaha keyboard. So many keys and buttons. It felt amazing. But it wasn't long before my elder siblings took it and started to play together. I wasn't big enough to fight for my turn. Now, this present, as much as it was amazing, this wasn't my favorite gift that day. I got something else. My clever parents had discussed with Santa and had realized that I probably wouldn't get my fair share of playing time on the big keyboard. So my mini keyboard came too. It didn't have as many buttons or features, but the keys were my finger size, and it was all for me. I could play as and when I wanted. As soon as I was allowed, I ran up to my room with it and started just touching the keys. I learned so much. It was my first introduction to actually playing music. I loved it. I never got bored, and I still play the keyboard occasionally to this day, even as an adult. But it wasn't long before my other siblings did get bored of the big keyboard. They had other hobbies, and the big keyboard started to gather dust. I felt like I was ready to make the big step and move my playing time across. But my love for music and for playing would probably never have started without the chance to play the mini keyboard. Over time, as many children do, I became less attached to that keyboard. The big keyboard was all I played, and actually, we still have it here in our home in the Netherlands. It still gets played now. I probably should do it a bit more, if I'm honest. So, it sang my childhood home until very recent. Sadly, my father passed away a very short while ago, and my mother has passed away a long, long time ago. So my family has started sorting through some of our old things in the family home. I'm having to do this from a distance because of the situation that we all know about, and I'm currently in another country. So my brother kindly sorted through my old room with me using, modern technology, FaceTime, like we use today. And he came across that mini keyboard. He asked me if I'd like to keep it. I said no. As long as it goes to his young, music-loving daughter. That way, the keyboard can pass a love of playing through the generations.